shine. All right, he gave us another Sabbath, another day to repent, another day for brothers to gather together, right, in the name of the Lord. Two or three are gathered in his name, we know he's in the midst of us. All right, today's lesson is mighty woman in the scriptures. All right, we gotta know, first of all, we have to know what is a woman, right, according to the Bible. All right, what's their role, what's their duty, what's their purpose on the earth? All right, we're going to dive into it. We're going to go into definitions. We're going to go into the precepts. We're going to go into some history and some accounts. Right, and this is beneficial, of course, for women, but for men as well, so you know who is a righteous woman, or who you may need in your life, right, if the Lord allows it. All right, so we can dive right into it. You got the definition?
I got the precept as well.
I'll put this up.
Can I get Genesis chapter 3 and verse 16?
Let's get to the rules. Like,
Real quick, I'm gonna get woman. This is out the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, page 608. Woman, right? It says, because it quotes Genesis 1 and 26 and 27, where it says, asserts the full humanity of woman, the special account of her creation, emphasizes woman's superiority to all lower animals, man's need for her as a helper, her intimate relationship to him as part of his inmost being, in the dissoluble nature of marriage. Though many Old Testament women were shadowy subordinate figures, the patriarch's wives, Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel, were outstanding.
right, like you said, outstanding. All of whom were righteous women. You understand? And they're helpings, among other things as well. But we're going to, of course, dive all into it. But you have to understand that these women in the scriptures, they're mighty, and they're someone to look up to. Can I get a precept real quick? I want to get my real quick. It's lucky. You get yours first.
Can I get Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18?
I got one after you.
Right, Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18. So we have to understand the role of a woman. Right? Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18.
The book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18.
Right?
And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone.
Right, so the scriptures say it's not good that the man should be alone. Right, I believe it states that in the Apocrypha. Like if you have no woman, if you have no wife, you're going to go up and down mourning. Right, keep reading.
It says, I will make him an helpmeet for him.
What?
And helpmeet for him.
Right, so the woman was created, created to be a helpmeet for the man. Right, to support that man, to be his backbone, quote unquote. Keep reading.
And out of the ground, the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them.
Right, so Adam named all the creatures of the earth. Right, it wasn't the so-called white man. Right, it was Adam, the chosen Adam. Read on.
It says, and whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof.
Right, read on.
And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found an helpmeet for him.
Right, so you got Adam, he putting in all this work, he naming all the beasts of the earth. Right, he doing all these marvelous things by himself. Right, but there was no helpmeet found for him. Right, and that's a lot of work, that's a lot of pressure on the man. Right, that's why the Lord created the woman to relieve the man of certain things, man, to relieve him of his stress. Right, read on.
Verse 21. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof.
Right, now this is not literal, right? The Lord didn't perform a surgery upon Adam. Right, this is talking about a woman that was of his kindred, a woman of his nation. Right, you can read about that in Tobit chapter 4 and verse 12. You have to chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers. Right, so this is not literal. You got the Christians that read this and they, Adam went to sleep and the Lord performed surgical, what they call it, surgery, man. Right, that didn't happen. Right, this is a parable. Right, dark saying. Keep reading.
And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman.
Made he a what?
A woman.
Made he a woman. Read on.
And brought her unto the man.
And brought her unto the man. Read on.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones.
This is now bone of my bone. Read on.
And flesh of my flesh.
And flesh of my flesh. Read on.
She shall be called woman.
It say, read on. Salakia. It says she shall be called woman. Read on.
Because she was taken out of man.
Because she was taken out of man. And it say bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. Right, real quick, give me Tobit chapter 4 and verse 12. right? What does it mean to be bone of the bone and flesh of the flesh, meaning of your kindred, right? That's how people talk amongst each other today. Oh, that's my backbone, right? That's my rib. That's my blood, right? We the only people that talk in that kind of vernacular, right? Because this book is for the children of Israel, right? You don't see Esau saying, you know, that's my bone and my bone, that's my blood, that's my flesh. You don't see Esau talking like that, right? Right back in Vietnam, the brothers would call each other bloods, man. Oh, that's my blood, right? That's biblical. Bring this out.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4, and verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son,
Beware of all whoredom, my son. Read on.
and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy father,
Right, so chiefly you have to take a wife of the seed of thy fathers. Read on.
and take not a strange woman to wife.
Right, you shouldn't be going out your way to seek out strange women. Right, kind of getting with Moab, marrying Moab, Ammon, getting with the strange nations of the land. Keep reading.
It says, which is not of thy father's tribe.
Which is not of thy father's tribe. Read on.
For we are the children of the prophets Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning.
It say our fathers from the beginning, so this is talking about Adam. Right, read on.
Even that they all married wives of their own kindred.
They all married wives of their own kindred. Read on.
And were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
Now give me Matthew's, I believe, 19 and the 5th verse. Right, so we've proven that Adam married a woman of his own nation. Right? And we proven the role of a woman. Right? The woman again was created to be a helpmeet. We read that in Genesis, the 2nd chapter, the 18th verse on down. Right? So the woman's glory is to serve her man. Right? To make sure he's good. Right? On the spiritual level, physical level, mental level. Right? You shouldn't be there to stress that man out. Right? To throw stuff at that man, brawl with that man, cuss him out. That's not the role of a woman. A woman ought to be righteous, silent, loving, like the scriptures say in Sirach, I believe 26 and 14. And we're going to bring that out. But bring this out.
19 and 5. The book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 5. And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife.
Right, so when you get married, you leave your father, you leave your mother, and you cleave to your wife. Right, read on.
It says, and they twain shall be one flesh.
So now you guys are one flesh, man. Right? It's one flesh. Right, keep reading.
Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder.
Keep reading.
They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
Right, so that's pretty much it on that. So the point is to say they're twain, one flesh now. Right, so when you come together with your woman, then now you're one flesh. Right? And the Lord don't want us being one flesh with the nations, man. Right, because what happened with King Solomon when he got with the strange woman of the land? He married them, started loving them, right? And he started giving heed to their gods. Right? So when you marry a woman, y'all become one flesh. Y'all take on each other's spirit. You start talking like your wife. She start talking like you. Right? Y'all start liking the same things. Right? Y'all got the same mannerisms now because y'all now in one flesh. Right? So go back to Genesis, the 2nd chapter real quick, King. Where you left off at. I believe it's the 20. Go back to Genesis.
This is the book of
20.
Genesis chapter 2 and verse 23. It says, and Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
Read on.
And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
Right, so that's it on that. Right, I got another precept, but I'll just bring out yours. Right, the point is that, right, the man, so like the woman was created for the man. Right, and that's also, I believe, in First Corinthians, right, 11 and verse 8. Con, you got it.
That's spirit. You bring us all right, 26 and 14.
Book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 14. It says, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord,
It's like that's a righteous woman.
That's right.
It's silent and
Silent and loving woman. It didn't say loud and loving woman. It didn't say ratchet and loving woman. It didn't say whore, slut, loving woman. It said a silent and loving woman.
Yeah, that's beautiful right there, because that's what a man loves, man. A man don't want, real quick, a man don't want a woman in his household that's acting masculine, right? Trying to match his fire, man. No, a man wants a loving, silent woman, right? A soft-spoken woman, right? Every man wants that. There's no man in the world, unless you just bug the hell out, want a woman that's yelling at you all day, right? Getting in your face, throwing up her dukes, right? Cussing you out, jacking you up, slamming the door on you, right? Throwing food at you, right? You got women like that out here. You got brawling women, right? But our women, the nation of Israel, you're supposed to be silent and loving, right? You're supposed to want to support your man, want to give to your man, right? Want to give your man certain scriptures when he's feeling down, right? When he's stressed out. You got to relieve that man, right? On the physical level and also on the spiritual level, right? And that should be your glory to want to serve your man. Like it's our glory to serve Yahweh Shai. That's in 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. Knowing the order, right? Yahweh Shai is our head. So it's our glory to go out there and do the work of the Lord. Keep the commandments. Pray to Yahweh Shai. It's our glory to do those things. So likewise with the woman, it's supposed to be your glory to serve the man. Your glory to cook him that food. Your glory to rub his feet, man. Right? Your glory to give him precepts and understanding and build him up when he's feeling down and out. Right?
Go back to that precept.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. And
It's like it real quick, it's like it one more time, because the brother brought out nobody wants a masculine woman. And I was trying to find the account where that rapper, he broke up with his girlfriend, because she kept calling him gang. And that's what, that's in the world, that's what a brother would call another brother, hey, what's up, gang? And he came home and he experienced the same thing. So that's one of the reasons why I couldn't deal with her no more. She's too masculine. She kept calling me gang. She wasn't she's moving in the spirit of a man. He don't want that, right?
You want a woman.
That's right. So one more time, let's finish this verse.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
And that rapper, he was a millionaire. He had a lot of money. That don't mean nothing. if you don't got a righteous woman, then, all that money means nothing for real. Because you can be rich and be with a wicked woman and be upset. That money's not going to buy you your happiness, right? That money's not going to snuggle up with you at night. It's not going to give you words of encouragement, be a pillar of rest. Don't get me wrong, it's a defense, but, it's not flesh. You can't be one flesh with money, right? Esau thinks he can be one flesh with money. That's why gold is his God, right? And our God is the Heavenly Father, the one and true God, right? Yahweh. And we have to be one flesh with him, in a sense. We have to be on the same accord with him. That's why we have to walk in his ways, right? Bring that out in Proverbs 5 and 3. I got one more.
Book of Proverbs.
I had a point on his precept.
Oh, you got it.
You got it. I had a point on what Malik got brought up.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 5 and verse 3. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
Right, that strange woman is not moving in the spirit of a righteous woman. She's going to say sweet things to you just to get whatever she wants. Go ahead.
But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell.
All right, because, anything she touches is going to turn into mud. Go ahead.
Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them.
She's unpredictable. You don't want to deal with an unpredictable woman. That's nerve-wracking. You don't know what she's going to do.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of jakes, they're in abusive relationships. And they won't just kind of slap them upside the head, kind of, you dummy.
It's a rapper named Blueface, man. Right? And he got with a woman, she be kind of putting her hands on him. Right? They be kind of fighting each other, man.
Oh,
That's a wicked spirit to be in.
Blueface and Christine Robertson.
Yeah, Blueface and Christine. Right? They be kind of beating up on each other. Right? I seen one video, they was kind of beating up on each other in the street, man.
I've seen that.
Right? He
Sad,
kind of rocked her. She kind She kind of took it and threw up her dukes, right? That's off, man. Right?
That's all.
Right.
You got another precept?
One more. You can finish one with that one. I got one more.
It say, hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth.
Right.
Move thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house.
And we've all dealt with those women before in the past. We've dealt with them, right? And we're not going back. It's a miserable life. You go ahead.
It say, lest thou give thy honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel.
Right.
Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors.
And a lot of men, they gave their life unto them. Now their money goes to them. Their time, their resources.
Spirit.
Yeah, their flesh and their spirit. You know what I mean? Men, rich men got divorced, and the women end up taking half.
Damn.
Over half, more than half, and they get alimony.
It's
Child support.
I forget her name, but it's a certain woman. She get with nothing but football players, man.
Oh.
She said, look, football players are the. She said,
Brittany Griner.
yeah, Brittany Griner. She said, look, football players are the dumbest, man. Right? Because they know what she about, but they still get with her. Right? So she's literally that's an adulterous woman. That's in Proverbs the 6th chapter.
It's crazy.
Right? She hunt for that precious life. So she want to live good. She want to be in the mansions. She want to be in all the luxuries places. But she's not beside you putting in the work, man. She's not beside you putting in the work. You got these football players and these basketball players. They've been doing this since they was kids, man. Up in that gym, right, dribbling the ball, right, shooting that jump shot, sweating, putting in blood, sweat, and tears, and that woman wasn't there with them, right? But when they get a little bit of money, right, now that woman want to come around and leech off their brother. That's the definition of a leech, right? Leeches don't survive unless they got blood to suck.
Yeah,
Right, these women can't survive unless they got men to go in their pockets and damn leech off their money, right?
Yeah, lose her mind again.
So
So Brittany Renner off.
Real quick, so you have to beware of these different women. That's what the brother going into. That's Proverbs the 5th chapter. Stop going after these strange women, right? And this is for our women as well. Stop seeking out the men for their money, man. That's whoredom. That's in Deuteronomy 23:17,
God.
right? Get with a man to grow with that man and build with that man. That's in Tobit chapter 8 and verse 4. Help that man, support that man. Don't get with a man just because of the finances he may have, right? Because he may have money, but he might be a nigga, man. Right? He might beat down on you, right? It's like that Tyler Perry movie, man. I can't remember the movie, but right. But the brother, he had a whole bunch of money, right? He was dogging out his woman. He kicked her out, right? So don't get with a man just because he got money, because that man might be a demon, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Look at Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 10. Let strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger.
Right, not Nicki, Cardi B. She rapped about it. She assault men in their sleep, and do strange acts to them, take their money. I'm not going to get into detail, but she robbed them blind, and she was on a roll with it. She did it consecutively, non-stop. Don't think she was the only one in the world that did that.
Yeah,
No, that's a known thing. They do that down in South America. They do that in Brazil. A lot of those, prostitutes, the whores, they look for the what do you call them? People that come from another country, the tourists.
Yeah.
They come for the tourists real quick. They come for the tourists, the Edomites specifically.
Yeah.
They lay with them and then just take all their money.
Yeah.
And then catch an
And they
STD,
might
go
drug
back
them.
home, and then talking to the wife, I don't know what happened, and I got robbed, and my life's over, baby, I'm sorry. And then they got...
I seen one video real quick. I seen one video. I think it was I don't know the brother nationality. I don't know what he was, but he went over there in Dominican Republic. He said all you gotta do is say hola.
Oh,
Right? And then come up and walk to you. Right? And he told her to spin around. She kind of spent around. Right?
hey, I know a lot of Northern Kingdom, man. I grew up with all Northern Kingdom.
DR spirit.
Hey, in Colombia, all you gotta do is say hola as well. All you gotta do is say hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien. Or que nombre. All you gotta do is say some words and hey, you gonna have some kids afterwards.
And that's what you call a light woman, man.
Yeah.
Right? The Lord said, give not yourself over to a light woman.
Like she's ditzy.
Right.
You know, she's light-minded. She doesn't take anything serious. She just,
Airhead.
airhead. The last one, Titus 3 and 2.
Yeah, our woman, you don't want to be a airhead, right? You still gotta have knowledge and wisdom and understanding, right? Don't just get with a man because he say what's up to you, right? He started to look at his car. He got a nice car,
Scat pack.
right? He got a scat pack. Ooh, I like that track car, right? And then you kind of hop in his passenger seat, and all hell break loose, man. Now that man taking you in a damn high speed chase, right? He doing all kind of drugs. He got a gun, right? And that's the kind of woman. So like that's the kind of men that a lot of our women are attracted to.
Yeah, they like that. That's like a good time to
I seen one interview, and the Jake asked the Eve, well, would you prefer an athlete or a hood nigga? She said, look, I want a hood nigga, man.
Oh.
Right? That's what she said, man. that's madness, right? So you would prefer a brother who's in the streets, who's risking his life and possibly risking your life, risking your children's life, opposed to a brother who in the gym, right? He's not hurting nobody, right? So that just goes to show you how our women, they feel from their low estate, man.
Our people are destroyed, man.
I have one more. Go to Titus 3 and 2.
And then she said she would prefer him to be a drug dealer.
They say that now. They get.
And then when Jake get locked up for damn 10, 20 years, she not gonna be there for him. She gonna go to the next man.
Sorry, nigga.
This is how it go, man. And this is chiefly going into the wicked woman, because you got righteous women who hold down a man, right? Who got righteous women that support their man when they going through trials and tribulations. And that's how our woman supposed to be.
Yeah.
Don't beat him while he down. No, build that brother up through the spirit. Be that brother backbone.
So when we speak about a righteous woman, in turn, you know, we'll have to speak about a wicked woman.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
You gotta show the balance.
It's two sides of the same or if you understand what I'm saying, they're like two sides, right? You got righteous, that's the dichotomy. You can bring that out.
The book of Titus, chapter 3, and verse 2. To speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers.
To be no what?
No brawlers.
Hey, and that's the curses people go through. They brawl with it. They go through it. That's what them rappers brother just brought out. They was literally just kind of had their dukes up. Go ahead.
To speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers, but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men.
And that's how a lot of women should be as well, showing meekness and gentleness. Nobody wants a woman that's moving in a masculine spirit. She doing this shalom walk, and she lower her voice 5 octaves, and she got pants under her dress. Nobody wants to deal with that woman.
She gonna punch you.
Yeah, shalom, dummy. Hey, dummy.
My
Hey,
point.
stupid. I'm a tomboy spirit. Nobody wants to deal with those women.
Yeah.
Right? There's something weird about them,
Oh boy. That's all.
You got it.
Eve always had that tomboy spirit. But I had a point to make on that Genesis 2 and 23. Read Genesis 2 and 23 real quick.
Book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 23.
Right?
Genesis 2 and 23, it say, and Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh.
Right?
She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man.
Right. So this is because when you read Genesis, the first chapter, it shows the creation of man and women, and it was to be fruitful and multiply. But this here is just showing through Adam the true purpose of a woman was fulfilled right here. That's why it says she was taken from man. So I just wanted to touch on that. It's not, again, going into a physical rib being taken out, but her purpose to be a helpmeet was fulfilled through Adam. Because who knows what the other damn Adamites was doing, man? They didn't have no structure. They didn't have that 1 Corinthians 11 and 3 spirit, right? Who knows what they was doing? But the establishment of the woman was created right here. I just wanted to point that out. But yes, I write 36, verse 22.
Book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse.
Right, yeah, the true purpose of a woman was established right there, I'd say. Right, but bring that up.
The book of Sirach, chapter 36, and verse 22.
Right?
The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance.
Right, so the beauty of a woman cheers up a man's countenance. Right, women have more power than they understand, man. Right, can you read it?
And a man loveth nothing better.
Right, a man loveth nothing better, right, can you read it?
If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue.
Right, read that one more time.
If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue.
Right, if she has kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, right, read.
Then is not her husband like other men.
Right, then he's not like other men. Now, if this was an average thing for an average woman, why is this man being deemed not like other men? Not like other men on the earth, right? Because this is a trait of a mighty righteous woman, right? Having that meekness and kindness and comfort in her tongue, right? Keep reading.
He, verse 24, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession,
Right,
a help like unto himself,
right,
and a pillar of rest.
right. A wife is a pillar of rest. So you have to be a pillar of rest in these last days, man. Right, keep reading.
Where no hedge is, there the possession be spoiled.
Right.
And he that have no wife will go wander up and down mourning.
You see that? So get us, all right, 25, verse 23.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25, and verse 23.
Right?
A wicked woman abateth the courage,
Right, a wicked woman abateth the courage, read.
maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart.
Right, so a wicked woman can literally make your destroy you, man. Destroy your manhood. How you feeling low. Right? That's what a woman can do. That's in the power of her tongue. Right? The world say sticks and stones may break my bones, words wouldn't. That's not true, man. The scripture said, hey man, the words can break the bones, man. It literally says that in the book of Sirach. Right, keep reading.
A woman is like a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress,
Right?
maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
Right, so you understand that if you don't comfort your husband in distress, how else is he gonna get comforted, man? Who else is he supposed to go to get that comfort and that kindness and meekness and comfort in the tongue? Right, but from his wife. So if you abate a man's courage, you speaking down on him and coming with a certain spirit, and now this man is out the spirit, he's down, he has feeble knees, weak hands. Now he can't do the work of the Lord. Now the elect ain't getting sealed. That's how serious it is, man. Now this brother's out the spirit, he's not doing what he's supposed to do, all because you wanted to mouth the hell off, man. But if you a mighty sister and you comforting that brother, he not like other men, and he gonna move in a mightier spirit. So your spirit can actually uplift your man. Right? And that's a mighty, mighty work. That's not, like women aren't second class citizens, man. Right? Y'all have y'all role, we have our role. And y'all role as that backbone, as that helpmeet is very, very, very important. Because if you're not fulfilling that, then that man is brought low.
Yeah, right. And that's why we get on our woman, we correct our woman, because we understand the importance of y'all role, man. If you're not comforting your man in time of affliction, right? Also states that in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 9. Yeah, right. But you got it, King. I got a precept after you.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, and verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones.
That's right. So she maketh ashamed. That's like rottenness in that brother's bone.
Cancer.
Get Proverbs 31, start at the first verse. Right?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, and verse 1. Reads, the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
That is what?
His mother taught him.
Right, so woman, you have to understand your importance as a mother as well. Right? You actually gotta install wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in your children, both your daughters and also your sons. Right? Because your children are the first people. I mean, it's like you are the first people that your children learn from. Right? Their parents, man. So whatever the mother or the father installs in that child is going to have that in his mind for the rest of his life. So that's why it's important. Don't be. I seen one video of Eve, right? She was recording her son. She said, "Look, he's so ugly, right? He just ugly. Why did I have this ugly baby? Wow, you know, you seen that, brother? So that's evil, right? I damn near almost threw my phone, man. Right, because that spirit is detrimental and it's dangerous within the nation of Israel. Because you're installing that self-hatred inside of your son, man. Right? Keep reading. You supposed to tell your son he a king. Right? Tell your son he handsome, man. He's a smart man. All right? That's the spirit that you supposed to install in your son. Right? So he can have that confidence growing up. So he can be secure within his own skin, man. You got it, brother. So he don't seek validation from other women. Right? You got it.
Verse 2. It says, what my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my bowels. Give not thy strength unto women.
Right, so this is what his mother told him. She said, give not thy strength to women.
She said, not my son.
You look, not my son, hold on. You giving you drinking, you doing X, Y, and Z, you bugging out. Right, and a lot of brothers fall out due to women, man. Right, they start drinking that alcohol. Right, a lot of brothers kill themselves over women, man. You would be surprised. Right, brothers kill woman, right, because that woman got under his skin, vexed his spirit, and you pick up a gun and shoot your wife down. That's evil, man. No, literally, I actually know a brother that did that, man, back in the world. He killed his wife. You know, now that brother, he's in prison, he's not coming home. Right? All because maybe an argument happened, right? She may have said something, right? And she may have cheated on you, but that still is not ground to kill that woman. You got to turn the other cheek and keep it moving, man. Stop giving your spirit and your strength to these women. Now they destroying you.
Right.
Right? Keep reading, brother.
Verse 4. Salaki. Reading on. It says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
Right, so your strength, that's talking about your spirit, man. Right, don't get access of your time to this woman. Don't give your strength, don't give your mind, right? The scriptures even say, keep the doors of thy mouth closed from her that lieth in thy bosom.
God.
You don't have to tell your woman everything, man. Right? Because some things you got to keep to yourself just for the sake of their spirit, man. You might run across certain things like, man, that's off. I can't tell my woman that, though, because I know she not going to take it. She's not going to take it as accepting, right? So you can't tell her every single last thing. You got it, brother.
It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink.
Right.
Lest they drink and forget the law.
So this is his woman schooling him, man. Mr. Like his mother schooling him. Right? She said, lest they drink and forget the law. Right now, nowadays, mothers don't teach their sons, man. Right? All they teach their son is to hold the door for women. Right? And whatever she say, she's right. No, that's not true, man.
Protect
Women got to
black
be
women.
held accountable for the things that they do as well. Just likewise as men. Right? I mean, what women are actually teaching their daughters, man? That's not happening nowadays.
They teach them how to be a slut.
They teach them how to twerk.
Yeah, how to twerk, you know.
They might teach the son how to twerk.
Liberated woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the little boy twerk, laughing at him wearing the heels.
Yeah, I seen one video. It was a Eve. Her social worker was telling her to prostitute herself.
What?
Yeah, her social worker. Yeah, and she was kind of Eve was recording her saying all this. She said, "Look, you 14. You better use what you know. You better use what you got to get this money."
Damn.
Her social worker.
Yeah, American finished, man.
This place is absolutely through, man, because the woman pushing out all this evil and wickedness. Right,
Check
you
with
got
your mama,
Cardi
baby.
B, real quick, because you mentioned Cardi B. You got her, she push out all this wickedness, but yeah, she's married, man. Right?
Yeah.
I seen one video, she said, I don't cook, I don't clean, but then you had damn Offset recording her damn sweeping in the house, man.
Yeah, they
he
just
said,
promote
and he
it.
said, look, she all cap, man.
What's crazy about that though is Jake the same way. Like, you got people like Jeezy and all these other so-called hood rappers, but they never did any of that, man.
Yeah.
They just pushing that out there. People like Plies, he act all ignorant. He got college degrees, can speak well. So it's the same thing, man. Eve do the same thing. They be married, but then they talk like Beyonce. All the single ladies married to Jay-Z. Talking about all the single ladies.
Real quick, go to all the so-called city girls in relationships, man.
It's like that's mighty on Proverbs 31. I wanted to add too, like just when you read Proverbs 31, women gotta understand this is coming from a woman and describing this perfect woman. So it's like you gotta take heed.
And most women don't tell they son to don't give your strength to a woman. A lot of women don't tell their son that. Right? They tell you, listen to the woman. She always right. Hold the door for her.
Happy wife,
Happy wife, happy life, son. No, you're not being real with your son, man. Right? And then when your son get jammed up in the situation, you don't know what's going on. No, because you didn't install no knowledge in that brother. Right? Get Micah chapter 7 and verse 5. So this is real, man. And again, this is for the perspective of our women. These are all the things that you have to understand and know. The power of your words within your within motherhood and also within being a wife. Bring this out, Micah chapter 7 verse. Matter of fact, give me Sirach chapter 7 in verse 26. Sirach 7 and 26. Then we will get some accounts of actual women in the scriptures, man, that were mighty. Sirach chapter 7 and verse 26.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 26.
Because real quick, only woman that most so-called black people know in the scriptures is Jezebel. That's the only woman they know when you think about it, man. They don't know Sarah. They don't know Rebecca, right? They don't know Hannah, right? They don't know Mary, all right? They don't know Deborah. They don't know Judith, Susanna, right? Every woman in the truth need to read the history of Susanna, man. It shows you the integrity that our woman had. She was ready to go to the grave, man, because she understood, look, I'm not going to lie with these two men, commit adultery and whoredom in the sight of the Lord. I'd rather get put to death by the Most High.
That's right.
Right? And how many women ready to do that today, man? Right? You got the damn elders coming to you, and these were men of high status and rank and stature, so whatever they say went. And nobody challenged that, but the Lord had to put the spirit on Daniel to step up on the behalf of his sister.
That's right.
Right? So like the brother said, women are not second-class citizens, man. Because you got brother Daniel, he put his life on the line. They could have said, well, hold on, Daniel, you speak, hey, man, let this blood be upon you then, man. They could have jammed Daniel up and threw him in prison or killed him for being bold and stepping up on the behalf of his sister. Right? Now bring this out.
Book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind?
You gotta have a wife after your mind. Can two walk together except they be agreed? That's in Amos 3 and 3. Right? That's why most hood jakes, they always got a wicked woman. Right? They always beefing. The police always get called to their home. Right? There's always damn commotion going on, shootouts. Right? And we hear some stuff in this truth, man. We done heard a lot of crazy accounts.
Yeah.
You know? Keep reading.
It says, forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman.
To a what?
A light woman.
What is a light woman? Right? That's a whore, man. Because she's light, she's easy. Right? You don't want a woman that's just easy to get. Right? Everybody had her. All you gotta do is say, what's up? And she Kool-Aid smile, right? And then she kind of fall all on you. Then she say, you know what's up. Right? And then you start blushing. And you start sweating. And the next thing you know, you committing adultery, man. Right? So you don't want to give yourself over to a light woman. You gotta try that woman, man. You got it, brother.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 42 and verse 14. Better is the churlishness of a man than a courteous woman, a woman, I say, which bringeth shame and reproach.
That's right. And that just goes to show you the wickedness of a woman. They could bring shame and reproach.
That courteous.
Right? I
spirit,
seen one
right?
video, and I keep mentioning videos, things that I saw, right? Because this is what we see on a day-to-day basis. One video, a woman said she has, intimate relations with 2,000 people, man.
Yes.
Both man and woman.
That's all.
So the sickness and the vileness and the odiousness of our woman is at a high level nowadays, man. And our women in the ancient world, they were pure, they was righteous. Give me that Deuteronomy 28 and 56, Kane.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 56.
It was a glory for a woman to be a virgin in the ancient world.
Right.
Right? And then she go in the bed chamber with her man, right? They do what they gotta do. They come together, they make they get married, they show the tokens of her virginity, right? And that was a glorious day. You turn up, right? Sipping y'all having fun. You feasting for weeks, right? What's that about? For 2 weeks, man.
2 weeks,
You
14
could
days.
feast for 2 weeks when you get married to your woman. Right? So marriage in the ancient world was held to a higher regard than it is today. Most so-called black women don't get married today, man. You got so-called black women that die single.
Correct.
Right? You got so-called black women that wait till they don't have no children, and then when they 40 years old, 45 years old, now they want to have children. Well, hold on, your body is not the same as it was when you was 20.
Whole phase.
Right? After they so-called harlot phase, man. Right? Or whole phase, I'll say it like that. You're right, brother. That's what it is.
He wanted a baby daddy.
Yeah. And there was another woman. Keep reading.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 56. The tender and delicate woman.
The what?
The tender and delicate woman.
You want a woman that's tender and delicate. Our women have to be tender and delicate, man. Look up that word tender. Huh? Yeah, look up that word tender, brother. What does it mean to be tender and delicate? It doesn't say masculine, right? It doesn't say independent, right? Because that's another spirit, that independent woman spirit, man. Right? That's okay for a sister to have her own business, but don't let that money go to your head like you don't need a man. Because at the end of the day, in Jacob's trouble, your ass gonna need a man. When all hell breaking loose, you gonna need a man. Right?
That's right.
If somebody damn broke into your house, you're not gonna be beside your man. You're gonna be behind your man.
It's like you got proud Eve if you try to bring it up to them. They say, well, I got a gun. And they try to, you know what I'm saying?
You're not using that gun, man.
That's wrong.
Right? Majority of women are not using that gun. It take a different kind of woman to pick up a gun and use it, man.
Mm-hmm.
She was raised different. She was bred different. Mm-hmm. Majority of women, they're gonna be scared, man. And it's okay, because that's their natural order, right? I don't expect my woman to be right beside me if a damn robber break into my home.
Right.
No, I'm gonna go handle that, and I want her watching the children, man. No woman is gonna be beside you if a damn robber break into your home, because what's gonna happen with the children?
Right.
That's madness. So be real with yourself. Keep reading. Real quick. It's a tender, showing gentleness and concern or sympathy, caring, kind-hearted, soft-hearted, tender-hearted, right? And a lot of women, they don't want to come off in that spirit anymore, man. They say, oh, no, I'm cold-hearted, right? Heart cold. Then they got the heart cold emoji, right? And, no, you're not tender. You're not delicate, man, right? Therefore, if you get into a so-called relationship with a man, you're not going to know how to treat that man. You're not going to know how to be loving to that man, right? Because you're so closed in, you're cold-hearted, and you don't want to be kind, you don't want to be tender. It also says, there's more synonyms for that, right? It says soft, motherly, gentle, vulnerable, right? So woman, you got to be vulnerable, man. In righteousness, of course. Right? Don't be simple-minded. Don't be vulnerable to every man that come your way. Right? But if this is a righteous man of the Lord, he's keeping the commandments and he's trying to guide you in a righteous way, you have to be vulnerable to that man. Affectionate. Romantic. Touching. Right? So go back to that, Cain. Where I had you at?
Sirach.
God.
That was it on that. You want me to read verse 20?
I got a precept.
Sorry, you got it. 26 was what you got, bro. And then Deuteronomy.
I know. Yeah, Deuteronomy 28:56. Yeah, keep reading on that.
Reading on in Deuteronomy 28 and verse 56, it says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness
That's
and
how delicate.
tenderness.
That's how delicate and tender our woman was. They didn't want to set the sole of the foot of their ground, so like the soles of their feet upon the ground for delicateness. So soft, so delicate, so feminine, man.
Princess.
Right? That woman, you gotta have a feminine spirit, man. It's okay to pray for that, you know, to be more feminine, to be more submissive. As a woman, you can pray for those things.
God.
Like as men, we pray for strength. So all we really asking is the Most High to make us more masculine, right? So we may endure different trials and tribulations, man. I pray for strength all the time, man. You wonder why you getting through certain things. Like, man, how I get through that? Hey, the Most High gave you strength, brother. A lot of brothers don't know how strong they are, man. You know, the average man would have been in the world smoking weed, smoking. You got people out here that smoke weed and crack, man. So they feel so low that they put a needle in their vein. Right? You gotta really think about that, man. What could you have been going through that made you damn put a needle in your vein and give up your morals and your ethics? So we gotta pray that the Most High continue our strength and continue to build us up. Likewise with the woman, pray for that feminine, submissive nature. Right? So you can know how to please your man. Give me Psalm 45 and 10 real quick.
Book of Psalms, chapter 45, and verse 10.
Right?
Hearken, O daughter, and consider, and incline thy ear. Forget also thy own people and thy father's house.
Forget thy own people and thy father's house. Right?
So
You want that?
So shall the king greatly desire thy beauty, for he is thy Lord.
He is what?
He is thy Lord.
And that's what women have to understand. Your man is your Lord. That's 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 5. Tell a woman today that they gotta call their man Lord. They will say, he ain't my sweet baby Jesus. Right? That's the spirit they gonna come in. They not calling their man Lord. They call him nigga before they call him Lord. They call him boy. Right?
It says, and worship thou him.
And do what?
Worship thou him.
Right? And you're supposed to be in the spirit of reverencing your husband, man. You got it, brother.
I was just saying, just on Instagram, was a post saying that women got to start calling that man Lord on one of the meme pages, and all the
Hell
women was
broke
like, it'll be a cold day in hell before I do that. I ain't ever calling no nigga Lord.
Okay, give me 1 Peter 3 and 1. Right? Give me 1 Peter, because they don't look at us like kings. Right? They don't look at us like gods on the earth anymore. Because we fell from our lower state. We don't expect all of our women to look at us like that right now. Because we're not in our power. And that's what we got to understand as men. We got to humble ourselves down at certain times because we not in our power, man. Right? If we own businesses and had, dominion over this earth and slaves and servants and cattle, our women wouldn't view us that way. Right? Bring this up.
No, I was about to say, to be honest, really, because a lot of women say that they not a certain way because of a man. But that's not what the scriptures teach. You got to be what you got to be regardless of a man or not.
Exactly.
It shouldn't take a man to come in your life to make you this and make you that.
Exactly.
The Most High tell us that we got to be men regardless. You got to be a man before you get a woman. So you already got to learn patience and things of that nature. You don't get a woman just to learn those things. So it's likewise with a woman. You shouldn't try to say, oh, you dictate your growth and how you are off of a man.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be like that. Women already, by themselves, should be kind, tender, loving, delicate. Those things should be getting taught to you as you're getting brought up in the household of your father and mother or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So you can't really.
That's a beautiful point.
You can't do that because a lot of people try to do that.
Yeah.
They try to say, oh, well, they like this, so I'm like that. That's retarded.
Yeah, that's a
I'm a killer, you a killer.
That's no. What
don't
that
make no
is
sense.
no self accountability.
Exactly.
And a lot of women does not have that.
They say men don't know how to lead.
Red. So that means you're gonna be ignorant, oblivious, disobedient.
Yeah.
No, that shouldn't be the spirit that you come
I seen
with.
somebody said that. They said I'd be more feminine if they was good leaders. But they like imagine a man saying that. Well, I'd be masculine and you feminine. Like so before then, I'm act all feminine.
They call him a
It's
bum.
like that makes no sense.
It shouldn't take for Jake to have riches for you to be a good woman. You should
Right.
be trying to be a good woman on your own as it is, because that's the type of integrity you should carry yourself in.
Yep.
Just like
Right.
Jake on the same other end of the stick.
On that.
You want it second? You want it first or second?
1 Peter chapter 3 verse 1. That's a beautiful point, man. Woman, you have to be righteous, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Doesn't matter the status of your man. You still gotta be in the spirit of serving that man.
Yeah, Eve
Right.
got that bad nowadays. They'll bow down to a dude that got a Hellcat and 100 racks. But
Yeah.
that'll dog him out. But since he got these things,
because of the
they'll
power.
be good to him.
Yeah, because
That's off.
it's wealth and it's that power, man.
Yeah.
Right?
This the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, likewise, ye wives, Be in subjection.
Be in what?
Be in subjection.
Be in subjection. Look up that word subjection, right? Because I mean, these words, subjection, submissive, soft, Eve don't like hearing this stuff. Our women do not like hearing soft, subjection, submissive. It says the action of subjecting a country or person to one's control, or the fact of being subjected. Eve said that all the time. Ain't no nigga gonna control me, right? Well, you being controlling, right? Hey, the man's supposed to control you in righteousness, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a representation.
These are a lot of words that Eve don't like to hear, man.
Yeah.
You know, but we gotta tell it like it is.
The man's supposed to control you.
A man is supposed to control you in righteousness,
That's right.
right? Whatever that man say, go in righteousness. Now, can a man be wrong sometimes? Of course, right? We just mortal men in the flesh, right? And a woman can kind of oppose her ideas and things of that nature. But don't be in a spirit of just not listening and being rebellious. If you don't think something is a good idea, learn how to articulate yourself without emotion, right? Without yelling, without getting upset. Learn how to articulate yourself and communicate. Because that's a problem with a lot of our women. They don't know how to communicate,
God.
you know?
You gotta have that discretion, like it's saying, so right 26. That discretion, when you look it up, is going into how to talk without offending.
Yeah.
So, you know, you gotta gather your thoughts, maybe write things down, get some precepts down, whatever you gotta do, and say, babe, I know you said this, but X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. Like, even if you wanna correct them on something, you being lazy, a little warm, you wanna come at them in a gentle, nice way, you know? It's not always what you say, it's how you say it sometimes.
Yeah, real quick, a woman, I'm gonna just put it out there. If your man, if you want to exhort him, or you want to, you know, build him up, and he's doing something that's off, you want to build him up, don't come in the spirit of damn yelling at him, right? Damn trying to jack him up, cussing him out, because he's not gonna receive that, man. You have to be gentle, right? Because you have to understand you're a woman, right?
We do that with each other. Like,
Exactly.
as men, like, we know how to talk to a man. Like, I'm not go, the brother went off, I'm gonna come at him a certain way. And I just go, hey man, you stupid nigga, why would you do X, Y, Z? I'm gonna say, hold up, brother, you know, it's all love, king, but X, Y, Z.
Yeah, because all hell will break loose if we talk to each other like that. We men,
Yeah.
right? All hell will break loose,
Yeah.
right? But you have to understand your role as a woman. Stop trying to enter into a masculine role and try to be equal to that man, because it's never gonna happen.
Right.
You know, you got it, brother. I got a precept.
Yeah, I'll bring this out real
You
quick.
can't be equal to somebody
This
else.
is the book of Sirach, chapter 26, and verse 7. It says, an evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro.
Yeah.
He that hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion.
It's like holding a scorpion when you got an evil wife, man.
It said that yoke
You're liable to
shaken
get
and
bit,
fro.
right? That poison is liable to enter into your flesh and destroy you.
And then that yoke, you feel me? That yoke is something that can control you, like being in subjection. So that yoke being shaken to and fro, that's your woman giving you a hard time. So that's what the evil woman gonna do.
Got it.
Because the scripture tell us to put ourselves under the yoke of instruction when it comes to dealing with wisdom.
It was more on that though. It was keep reading on
Yeah.
that. Slock.
It says a drunken woman and which way?
First Peter 3:1.
I got one more after you too. It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1 again. Likewise, ye wives be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the
By
wise.
the conversation of the wives. So woman, you have to know how to talk. You have to know how to articulate yourself. Right? Stop just getting mad and cussing and say I don't want to deal with it. No. Calm down. Collect your thoughts. Be civilized. Be discreet and talk.
Got it.
Keep reading.
It says, while they behold your chaste conversation,
With chaste conversation.
chaste conversation.
You know, discreet, right? Gentle, in order, respectful, right? Every man loves that a respectful woman that's submissive, that know how to talk and smart and articulate herself. Every brother loves that, man. Right? No brother want a woman that just cussing all day. Right? Every sentence she construct is a cuss word. Right? Nobody want that spirit, man. That's masculine. Right?
God.
It's more on that, brother.
Real quick, I just want to add to that. This is a mighty, what it's saying too, is basically saying that they'll obey and damn near come to the truth just seeing your conversation. Like, look at this woman, like, how she went from twerking at the club to now she got hair wrap dress, and just look how she talk about her husband. She's so chaste, and you can win over other women that way into the truth.
Yeah.
Right?
A man would look. We speaking from the perspective of men. Men, they're gonna take you more serious if you're in order, man. If you got your head wrapped on, your dress, right, but you're also feminine. You know how to talk and articulate yourself. A man is gonna take you serious. He's not gonna try to catcall you. He's gonna come at you with respect, man. They did experiments on that, opposed to a woman who walking down the street with her everything showing. She got on booty shorts. She's half naked.
We know.
Right? That's not a have children with, right? Order. She's submissive. She know how to talk. She got something going on for herself. That's what I want to marry and have a family with. This speaking from the perspective of men. You know, it's more on that game. We finished this off.
God. It says, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adoring, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold or of putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart,
Right.
and which is not corruptible.
So what the Lord is saying is, it's okay to look, beautiful in the truth, right? But don't let that be what you base everything off, right? Don't let your beauty be based off, these things that you base it off, man. That what they call that word, narcissism.
Yeah.
What you about to say, brother?
I'm gonna say conceited.
Conceited, right? You got certain women conceited, pretty and conceited in their bio.
I've seen that.
Conceited, controlling, and toxic.
Got a lot of Eve like this in the truth too.
Yeah.
Damn demon, but
You got certain women that say, look, I'm
look
toxic.
good.
Toxica.
Beware of me, I'm toxic.
Yeah, that's
Right?
I'm a Libra. I'm talking.
Loving and toxic.
Seen that too.
Right? It just be madness and confusion. Keep reading.
It says, whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning
Right?
of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold,
Don't get caught up in your physical appearance as a woman. Keep reading.
or of putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek
What?
and a meek
A meek,
and quiet spirit,
quiet
which
spirit.
is in the sign of God of great price.
Of what?
Great
Man,
price.
you worth a lot, man. If you're meek and quiet.
It's a great
Right?
price in the sight of the Most High.
Just being meek, just being humble. Being quiet when you need to be quiet.
That's
man.
right.
And look, that's a great price. You understand?
Speaking as a man, we love that, man. Sometimes we just want peace and quiet sometimes.
And that's not saying a woman
Yeah.
can't talk because
Right.
they hear that quiet. Oh, I can't talk
Yeah,
now. That's not what the Lord is saying. Right? The Lord is saying it's a time and a place in Ecclesiastes the 3rd chapter. Know when to be quiet.
Yeah.
Overall, you should have a quiet spirit though as a woman.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every brother kind of loved that woman in school, man. She was quiet, you know what I'm saying?
You don't know too much about her.
She might be a little nerd, you know what I'm saying? Got a little black. Like, everybody kind of loved that woman. Like, that's a woman that you would deal with, man.
Yeah.
You know? Opposed to one that's loud, she in everybody's face, she a city girl, she ratchet. Right? You don't want that woman, man.
You only want her for wickedness in the world.
Right. You want her for pleasure. That's in Sirach 25:21. Desire not a woman for pleasure. Right? That's all a man is going to want you for is pleasure. If you come off in that spirit. Right? Because you come off like that's all you got to offer, man.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know? You got it, brother.
I was gonna say like
Get deep.
That's alright. Bring out Sirach 19:2.
it's the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 2. It says, wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent.
Yeah, that's playing upon tables. You got a lot of simple men. You know, they actually like the toxic woman. They like the simps. They like the loud woman. They like the worldly, wicked, ass nasty woman. Right? And a lot of them, they get sad over them, and they break up, and the brother all sad, he want to drink. You know, like the brother said, a lot of brothers, if you fall short, and your downfall is all because of women. Bring that out again.
Sirach 19:2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
Of course, wine and woman, right? Wine is playing upon tables. You become a drunkard, you're not gonna have time for the word, no time to pray, no time to read, no time to study, no time to build up Israel, no time to build up yourself, no time to fast. Because you're a drunkard. You're obsessed with wine. You made wine your God. Continue.
It says, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent.
And we've known brothers that cleaved unto harlots, and the result of that was them being impudent. In other words, they have no wisdom. All right, they have no discretion. Go ahead.
It say, moth and worm shall have him to heritage, and a bold man shall be taken away.
Then you're gonna be a dead man walking. All right, you got it.
Nah, I remember pointing out about the man. Now, it was like backing off what Malachi Kabash was bringing out about a woman being like silent and stuff like that, and how she talked. Because I had seen this video where this brother, he was having like little relationship issues or whatever with his woman, and it was because how she was talking to him. Like when a problem occurred in the house, like her how she came, her approach was like aggressive and things of that nature. So he wasn't really getting it. And then so the little therapy lady, and these was Jakes too, these were Jake females and everything. She came with a whole approach showing her like how you should be with your man if you got a problem in the house. Like it's a way to go about it. You don't just aggressively come, you know, at your husband
You don't let things build up.
because you are with him.
Yeah.
And the way that she showed how a woman should be, the man wife, she started crying because she couldn't get her husband to just understand because how she kept coming. And when the therapy lady came in like a meek, she said the same thing. Like she said the lady problems for her to her husband in the most meek, soft manner. I was even moved just watching at the video. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's true.
And he hearkened. He was like his whole demeanor and everything changed. And his wife started crying, bro.
And real quick.
And you got to real quick. Let's finish this precinct 6, 5 and 6.
God.
1 Timothy 5 and 6.
Go on a tangent.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 6.
Why she live. A lot of women, they want to live it up. Girls, city girls, playing upon tables. You're a dead woman walking. We'll say it 10 times over. And you're going to be dead soon. Or we're not sugarcoating anything, so we're not sparing feelings. If you want to break the Sabbath, drive in a Hellcat, see how far it's going to take you. All right, you're going to end up in that halfway house, end up in that damn trap house, just confused, waking up, clothes gone. What happened? Hey, you know what happened?
Oh, we seen that at camp, come on.
Yeah.
Real guys, you got put
What you said? What happened?
we was walking back from camp one day and like this youngster was with like an older dude, you feel me? Like the little nice ride, all that type of stuff. He booted her out of the whip mid downtown.
And you see that? And that's what happens when you cleave into the wrong man. Right? You get booted out the whip. And they go wait until they get older and say, let me settle down. I ain't done. It's too late, like the brother said.
4 kids, 3 baby daddies.
It was on social media. She came out and she said, well, look, it's too late for me. I'll admit it. You know, I got 3 kids. She pretty much said that, yeah, I'll admit it. You know, ain't no man gonna want a woman with 3 kids. So if you, a lot of you women have that mentality, you're gonna be single forever. And that's facts, right? If you think anything else, any otherwise, you have a strong delusion on you. There's no Jake in his room is going, 5 kids, all praises. That's not mine. You're not going to think of a Proverbs 31 woman right now. You're going to think of a harlot, she don't give a damn, is nasty with a husband at, the household broken, the kids don't know what's going on.
Bad little kids.
Badass kids. You not my daddy, nigga. Nobody wants to deal with that. That's an uncomfortable situation.
That is crazy.
You know, you don't have any jurisdiction over the kids either. You try to discipline them. No!
Yeah, then she gonna be mad at you, like, hold on, don't put your hands on my kids. Oh no, like, I was supposed to.
Yeah. Now you got wicked kids in the house just running around, running them around.
Unruly little kids now.
You know, go to Tobit. go to Tobit 2 and 11. We're going to get some accounts of righteous woman and her acts and her works.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 2, And verse 11, it says, and my wife, Anna, did take women's works to do.
Right.
And when she had sent them home to the owners, they paid her wages and gave.
And there's nothing wrong with women's work. You know, you read about that in Exodus 35th chapter. They sewn the wool of the, it's like the hair of the goats. There's nothing wrong with having women's work.
First Samuel 9 too. They cooks, what's that? Confidentiaries. I forgot to say it. They made perfumes.
Confectionaries?
Yeah, made perfumes and stuff.
Yeah, that's plain. We're gonna bring that up next week with you. Go ahead.
It say, and they paid her wages and gave her also besides a kid. And
They didn't
when
actually give her a baby. For those who don't know, they didn't give her a child. The kid is a baby goat.
it say, and when it was in my home and began to cry, I said unto her, from whence is this kid? Is it not stolen? Render it to the owners.
So Tobit didn't really examine the matter. You know, he's blind. He's a little handicapped. No excuse. You know, hey, what's going on? What the hell is
He
this?
just heard.
And you know, you're gonna be more.
He smelled it. He like.
When you're blind, you know, your senses, you know, you moving a little different. You a little more on 10. Go ahead.
It says, but she replied upon me, it was given for a gift more than the wages.
And this is a so-called argument in the scriptures. Go ahead.
It says, howbeit I did not believe her. But
They didn't believe her, so he probably lying.
Real quick, he was going back and forth with her, contending with her, right? You got it.
it says,
Arguments in the scripture.
but bade her render it to the owners. And I was abashed at her.
Hey, give it back. You lying and you stealing. Go ahead.
It say, but she replied upon me, where are thy alms and thy righteous
And
deeds?
this is very important. This is why it's so important to read and keep it within context. Right? Look at her response. She said, where's your arms? Yeah, we want to keep reading.
It says, behold, thou and all thy works are known.
Right, your works are known, baby. You know, don't worry. Hey, look at your arms. This is your arms for you. Now she could have said, listen here, nigga.
I ain't steal nothing.
Yeah.
I take it back.
They didn't say that. I take that back. They didn't say that.
That's easy for you.
Eve today would say that. That's a good point. Go ahead.
Yeah, it sure would.
Huh?
That was it.
Oh, no. Wait, read that again?
That
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
Want me to reread it?
Yeah.
All right, read
Because,
it.
you know, he didn't really say much after that. It's like, I think,
Yeah, it gotta be more than
That
that.
was the last verse. I think it's on the chapter.
Yeah, that's probably the next chapter.
read that verse again.
That was the last verse. I'll read it again. Tobit 2:14, the last verse. It say, but she replied upon me, it was given for a gift more than the wages. Howbeit I did not believe her, but bade her render it to the owners. And I was abashed at her. But she replied upon me, where are thine alms and thy righteous deeds? Behold, thou and all thy works are known.
You really can't say much after that. You kind of, thank God.
She was right.
Yeah, she was right, you know. And, you know, Zabak said one day, and I'll never forget it. I think you may know it better than me. He said, the man is always right and the woman's right sometimes. Something like that.
Yeah, he said that's what the elder told him.
You know, something to that effect. And that's a true proverb, man.
Nah, that's true though.
You know, you can't always say, I'm the man in the house, woman.
The woman gonna see stuff you don't see. It's like this, man. If you're the CEO of the company, you're not always dealing with the inner workings. She dealing with the inner workings. So it's like, if your manager, general manager, come with suggestions, you should take heed to it and examine it.
Real quick.
You're a woman. You don't know anything.
Yeah, a man is right a lot of the times because we have what you call discernment. You know what I'm saying? The Most High blessed us with a certain level of moral understanding to understand a lot of things.
Logic.
We got logic. You know what I'm saying? And it's the Most High. The Spirit works with us a lot of the times. You know, I'm not saying that the Spirit don't work with the woman, but you know, men are just on a higher mental capacity at times with certain things. You know, and that's not to knock the woman. Right? It just is what it is. Like men are physically stronger than women. That's a known fact. Right? So mentally we're physically stronger and a little bit more logical than women.
A lot of women admit it too. They'll say it, you know.
And that's not to say that we always right. It's not saying that. You know, it just a lot of the times we are right in a lot of the situations.
Abraham was wrong one time. The Lord said, hearken to thy wife.
Yeah. But was Abraham wrong all the time in things he did? No.
Exactly.
Most of the time, probably 98% of the time, Abraham was right about a lot of things.
He was righteous.
You know what I'm saying? That other 2%, he probably, he know what's going
A
on.
woman might see something you don't see.
Oh,
Because they looking at stuff from a different lens. And then brothers gotta
remember too, your wife, you know, she naturally just wants to serve you. So everything she says is not out of malice. You understand? It might just be out of emotion, but she really want to see you at your best. Like that's what a real woman want to see. So it's good to take heed to what they saying.
And men,
you know?
we gotta be understanding of that as well. You know, she might word things a little off. She
Yeah.
might, a lot of emotion. But that's what we gotta be men and separate all that and
Yeah.
try to see what they're really talking about.
try to get to the
And
bottom.
it can be hard sometimes because men, we just base things off logic. Just be logical. Just talk to us. Like it would be more effective if you was just discreet and chase about it and just talk and communicate. It would be more effective and easier to be understood from a man perspective. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I said like the man knocked the head for no reason. The Most High ain't just do that for the hell of it.
Right.
Yeah, Yahweh knew more than his disciples.
And then also you see that with David and Abigail, he was ready to get on their ass, but she told him just be cool about it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So brothers, you know.
And real quick, that's a
First
good
Samuel
point.
25.
We should bring that out too
Con,
about Abigail
We got two more first.
because her man was a nigger at this meet.
was.
You know, but she didn't yell at him. She didn't rebuke him. She just did what she was supposed to do, actually to protect him, man.
De-escalated it.
Because David was about to come put that slaughter game down, man. You know,
Yeah.
and
Girded they sword.
if Abigail didn't approach David and bow down and present the cakes and things of that nature, David would have had blood on his hands. You know, David was going. He would have been going off too, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're going to kill your brother for words. Lord never told you kill your brother because he said something against you.
Yeah.
You got to turn the other cheek. But
Yeah.
David didn't want to hear that because it's just out of respect, man. And the boy, he had no respect for his fellow brother.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But Abigail, discerning the situation, she's like, man, he crazy, man. Let me go ahead and cook, man. Let me do X, Y,
Got the loaves
Z.
of bread.
A lot of women today say, you got yourself in that situation, so, you deal with it.
I'm going back inside.
I ain't getting into all this. I ain't getting into this man stuff. Any other time you in mad business, right? But when it come to that, I ain't getting into that, man.
He said any other time.
Any other
But when
time.
it's her home girl, she wants you to back her up.
Yeah.
That's a cheese, bro.
Oh, and then that was a mighty account. You gonna bring it up?
I'll bring it up.
Well, hold on. Bring this one up first.
He has some count.
That's a
That
mighty
one in First Samuel when there was confectionaries.
Oh yeah, that's first time you 8 and 13.
It was First Samuel 8 and 13.
This is the book of 1 Samuel.
Abigail, yeah.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 8, right? And verse 13. It says, and he will take your daughters to be confectionaries and to be cooks and to be bakers.
That's really it.
Now all of our women, what do? On their hands.
And real quick, when you ask a woman, you might ask a woman, can she cook? She might get offended at that, man.
Why you can't cook? Man,
Can you build a
cook too.
house?
Yeah, they do say that immediately.
Yeah, they deflect it with something like
Can you build a house, nigga?
You're not a
And it's
piece
more
of cow.
it's more complex to build a house than to cook.
You can't build a house by yourself. That makes no sense.
You
That's
can't
a dope
equate that
argument,
to. You
bro.
can't equate that to.
But
man.
that's what even do.
That's a stupid. And that women got that spirit bad. And with Jake, period, though, that point the finger spirit like Adam did.
No self accountability.
But yeah, women really got it bad. Like, accountability to woman is they kryptonite, man.
Hey, you see some video? All you gotta do is just search up certain videos on YouTube. They'll be confounded.
That accountability, something else, boy.
When it comes to accountability, they be.
A lot of times, men.
Like, I'm getting on you about cooking and you talking about a house.
Yeah.
What are
a lot
you
of
talking
time, I'm
about?
gonna say this too. A lot of time, us as men, we learn accountability a lot faster than Eve because this world appeals to Eve. This world appeals to the woman.
Yeah,
This
dude.
world puts the woman on a pedestal that she can do no wrong.
Yeah.
But we as men, hey man, when we was in elementary school, we got on, right? Had to damn sit in the corner, right? Had to do it. We got on in elementary. Eve ain't get got on in elementary school, man.
Nah, they did.
It was Jake, right? And tell us we lying, man. That's the truth.
Especially being a young brother in America, you get convicted for damn near everything.
Yeah.
So you learn accountability as soon as you come out the womb.
Yeah.
Eve get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, they know they have their luxuries within this world. They understand it, and we know it too. You know. Bring out one more, and that was the spirit because you said that because I wanted to bring out Romans 16. One more. Hey, certain women they put down their lives for Israel. You know, yeah, that's not happening now. Well, one account did happen the other day, and it was a mighty account where Eve she shot that firefighter in the head.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, all praises.
You trying to choke Jake out? You trying to
Yeah,
kill him? You trying to choke him out?
that was a big Edomite.
And that's one of those Eves that's cut from a different cloth.
Yeah, that was. She could.
She
Yeah.
had so much patience, bro. She let that man damn near get choked for 10 minutes before she actually took that great action. So she was patient as hell, bro. So that lets you know she kind of logical to a certain extent.
And that's wise because according to the law, Esau would have said, "Well, hold up, you should have waited longer." She did do it in wisdom.
Hell yeah.
Because unfortunately, she shoot him too soon. Esau would be like, "Yeah, that was too quick. You should have de-escalated.
She
Go to jail forever."
She defended.
She beat that case.
Yeah, she did beat it. She didn't
beat
get
that
charged
case.
for that.
Because according to their laws and stuff, you can do that. If you see somebody in harm or danger, you can help them out.
That was a big Edomite just on him.
Hey, dude was built like Brock Lesnar or something. He choking the hell out of Jake. Tap he like help.
Hey,
He literally
sometimes,
saying
yeah,
help.
woman to step up to the plate, man.
Yeah, man.
But
That
you
was
can tell
mighty
she
account,
cut
man.
different. She cut different.
Yeah,
Hey,
she-
average Eve ain't doing
Hey,
that.
they gotta come to the truth after that. That was mighty account.
Jake was getting choked out so bad, he kind of like gave her the gun. He like here, gave it to her, and she still ain't shoot right away. Esau kind of choking him. Jake on there, he tapping the ground like you know how you tap out in the damn wrestling match. He tapping the ground like he pleading for his life. And Esau not even saying, he just sitting there silently trying to choke him out. And she's sitting there, she begging and pleading, bro, like stop, bro. She like my kids over here.
Yeah, we got.
And just boom, just had to finish him, bro.
And that's why we say that the white man is the devil.
And he wasn't even making no sound. He was just choking on. That's crazy. That's weird. Silently choking somebody did that.
Nah, that's not the rule. This is just the ad. Sleepy Joe.
And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of Edomites in outrage about that.
Yeah, they mad as hell.
You should have prosecuted that nigga woman.
Yeah.
They're not gonna show the shooter, so God, good for you too. They don't want to see. They don't want to see this.
They want to hide information.
I probably could find it.
Here it goes.
Lord, not doing
He had a steady cook on He had a Glock. She did try to do a punch. None of that work. Look how strong he is. Her hit's not about to break. And you don't need I had said that
For the video.
I'm about to try to find him. They trying to choke him out, dude. Yeah, she tried, bro.
But she ended up shooting him, but they're not gonna show it though.
All praises, man.
All praises, man.
And women, if the spirit compel you to do that, man, if you never get in that situation, and the spirit compel you to do it, then you got to do what you got to do for your man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say if the spirit compel you, because every situation is different.
Exactly.
I'm not just gonna tell a woman, just do that. If the spirit compels you, man, the righteous spirit of the Lord.
Yeah, she got off.
Yeah. Nah, the Jake didn't get off because he was felony fire.
I don't know. They just said they had an altercation.
He got in trouble.
I guess
Yeah,
Esau got the best.
he ain't no superior and everything. He got it.
Yeah, that's a crazy situation, man. That's a crazy.
Yeah, they on firefighter.
Yeah, he in fire. He a little
They
cut
give you the
up.
damn police.
He's dead now. So all praises.
Jake got his beef.
You see that? We about to bring out an account in the scriptures. Where something similar like this may have happened. It's in Romans 16:1.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 16 and verse 1. It says, I commend unto you Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church, which is at Centria, that ye receive her in the Lord Lord as becometh saints, and that ye assist her in whatsoever business she have need of you.
Paul wouldn't be saying this for any random reason. He understood and perceived through the Spirit she was mighty, in her actions and her works. It spoke for itself. Go ahead.
For she have been a succorer of many and of myself
Right.
also.
I believe that's Latin for help.
Yes,
right? Being
She was helping out.
support.
Support means to help.
Yeah.
So she was a helper of many
And
and
to be
of
like a
Paul.
mother like figure too.
She helped Paul.
An easement, backing, guidance, support. Go ahead.
It says, great Salakia, greet Priscilla and Aquila, my helpers,
Are you read about them in Acts? Go ahead.
in Hamashiach Yahushai, who have for my life laid down their own necks,
They laid down their own necks.
unto whom not only I give thanks, but also all the churches of the Gentiles.
See, those are Israelites.
Yeah,
Right? But they all gave thanks to them. Go ahead.
It says, likewise, greet the church that is in their house. Salute my well-beloved Epaetus, who is the first fruits of Achaia unto Christ.
Right, all these. This is the outro. He's giving a shout out to all these mighty people, right? But chiefly touching on the sister and these people that lay down their lives for Paul. That's a beautiful account. And there's no telling. He's not getting detailed on they did X, Y, and Z, but just know it happened, right? It was probably something huge too, Go ahead. You can read a little bit about it in Acts 18th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. But you can continue.
It says, greet Mary, who bestowed much labor on us. Salute
Wait, beseech who?
Mary, who bestowed much labor on us.
Go ahead.
It says, salute Andronicus and Junia, my kinsmen and my fellow prisoners, who are of note among the apostles, who also were in Hamashiach before me.
Right.
Greet Amplius, my beloved in the Lord. Salute Urbain, our helper in Hamashiach.
And it's hard. Sometimes it's a little difficult to tell whether they be man or woman because those names, they had those Greek names, and it could have been a man or woman, like Aquilus. It may sound like a woman, but it's a man's name. It could be a man.
You had Dorcas too.
Yeah. Dorcas definitely as well. You got it.
It says, salute Urbain, our helper in Hamashiach, and Stachys, my beloved. Salute Apelles, approved in Hamashiach. Salute them which are of Aristobulus' household.
Right. Hey, salute that brother in his household. All praise. He got a mighty household. That's in the scriptures. I'm saying that. Yeah. Pretty much what they were saying. Give honor when it's due. Go ahead.
It says, salute Herodian, my kinsman. Greet them that be of the household of Narcissus, which are in the Lord. Salute Tryphena and Tryphosa, who labor in the Lord. Salute the beloved Persis, which labor in the Lord.
Right, and as you continue to read, it's nothing but shout outs. Hey, this is mighty. This is beautiful. You got it.
Get Susanna chapter 1 verse 1. That's right. So these are accounts of mighty women in the scriptures, man. Phoebe.
The book of Susanna, or History of Susanna, chapter 1 and verse 1. Well, 1. It say, there dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, a very fair woman, and one that feared the Lord.
Right, a very fair woman and one that feared the Lord. Right, so, and this goes into, real quick, Deuteronomy 22 and 5, because a lot of women, they say they don't want to put on dresses, they don't want to look old, they don't want to look like a grandma. You can still be fair and fear the Lord at the same time, man. Right, you got it. Real quick, fair just means to be beautiful.
Verse 3, her parents also were righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses.
Right, so you got to teach your daughter according to the law of Moses. Brothers got daughters, brothers got sons and things of that nature. You have to teach your daughter. right? Keep reading. You got to teach your daughter to serve men. You know, like so brother might got a son, you know, he might got a daughter. Hey, teach your daughter to make your son's plate, man. Serve him, man. And whatever need he may have. Right? And teach your son to protect and to provide for his sister, man. You got to keep that balance, you know. Keep reading, brother.
Now Joachim was a great rich man, and had a fair guide joining unto his house. And to him resorted the Jews, because he was more honorable than all others.
Right?
The same year appointed two of the ancients of the people to be judges, such as the who sin covering the people.
So he had these two wicked, of deceit, disgusting, odious judges, man. You got it.
These kept much at Joachim's house, and all that had any suits in law came unto them.
Right?
Now when
Lawsuits, right? You got it.
Now when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk.
You got it.
And the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was
So that
in
their what?
Their lust.
Their lust, right? Just like that. But see, their lust, right? Read that again, brother. Their what?
It say, and the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her.
Yeah, that's their lust, right? That's how you say it, lust. Right? Their lust was inflamed, right? And that's sick for your lust to be inflamed toward a woman. It's super inflamed. You don't care about her husband. You just it's super inflamed. You just gotta have it, man.
Their lust is swollen. It's painful. Their lust is burning. It's itching. Damn. It's stinging.
Infected.
It's sensitive.
Ugh.
It's
Septic.
festered up.
Angry looking.
It's sore.
It's in their lust is raw.
It's raw.
That's that's sick, man. Right? No folly. That's sick. Okay? Keep reading.
It says, and they perverted their own mind.
So these men were perverts. Right? You got it.
And turned away their eyes, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments.
You gotta be in your lust. You don't want to look up to the heaven. You don't want to pray. You don't want to seek counsel about them. You just engulfed in your lust. You don't want to look up to the heavens. Right? You got it.
It says, and albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one shew another his grief.
So they were wounded with her love, right? So Susanna was a very beautiful woman, our foremother, and these men, they didn't know how to control themselves, right? These men were on a mission. You got it?
It says, for they were ashamed to declare their lust, that they desired to have to do with her.
And you know what that means? They desired to have to do with her, meaning they wanted to get with our foremother and do some things. You got it.
That's what
It says,
it's like it'll undertake to carry out, to execute, perpetrate, do, to engineer. That's all.
Keep
To
reading.
discharge.
Yeah, this is bad. They wanted to implement a certain thing. You got it.
it says, yet they watched diligently from day to day,
Right, so
to
they was
see her.
they were using what they call that voyeurism, man. They was watching her, right? Damn, stalking her, right? Damn, looking over the bushes, ducking their head, right? Yeah, I mean, we ain't gonna voyeurism. You got it.
It says, and the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So
they watched real quick. They literally watched all day, man. They were watching all day. They're like, all right, we gotta get home now. It's getting bad. If it's dinner time, we gotta go eat.
Oh, damn, the sun's
They were literally, oh my goodness. Keep reading.
They worked up an appetite.
They worked up an appetite and a sweat. Yeah.
So when they were going out, the one from the other, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that, they had asked one another the cause. They acknowledged their lust.
They did what?
They acknowledged their lust.
They acknowledged their lust, so it came out. It was, you know.
Look, I can't hold it in anymore.
Broke out.
It broke out. It birthed.
I was
It
gonna say
burst.
one of them to say, you know, I kind of want to do stuff with Susanna. He said, too.
Yeah.
That's what he
So we
said.
you know,
Sick.
it's getting bad. So let's go ahead and skip.
Salaki.
It's getting bad. Go to verse.
There's a little more on that.
I know it's the whole thing, really. Don't keep reading.
Then appointed a time both together when they might find her alone. And it fell out
That's
as
crazy.
they watched a fit time. She went in as before with 2 maids only.
Where you at?
15.
Okay,
You want me to drop down?
Nah,
Yeah.
keep reading.
It says, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there was nobody,
So just watching her wash herself a day.
Yeah.
and there was nobody save the 2 elders, that they hid themselves and watched her.
And did what?
Watched her. Then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden doors, that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were
In the bushes and the trees and the lilies, all hell breaking loose, man.
sick.
Right? They're damn camouflaging. You got it.
It says, now when the maids were gone forth, the 2 elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us.
The most I see you. The angels see you. That's that strong delusion, man. Thinking that the Lord don't see you. Yeah, but hey, no mortal man sees you, but the Heavenly Father, He sees you. And you got the angels and the heavenly host watching you, staring at you. Literally, the angels around staring at this man. These 2 men run up on Susanna with the angry faces, man. Just imagine that. The angels kind of looking at them. With their swords on their hips. Waiting for that time, man. You got it.
It says,
Good.
behold, the garden doors are shut,
That's wicked.
that no man can see us. And we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us, and lie with us.
What?
And lie with us. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee.
That's all. Commandments. On an intimate level. We will. That's
blackmail
all.
it.
How can you just fix your lips to say, I will bear false witness against you? Right?
And
So
they
that's
did-
blackmail. They
they
say the
did
action
wrong.
treated as a criminal offense of demanding payment or not benefit from someone in return for not revealing, compromising, or damaging information about them.
That's wicked.
Extort, bribery, cringing,
Blood sucking.
blood sucking, bleeding.
And these are high-ranking men, so
Yeah,
they try to use their power to their advantage.
you know.
That's what they do now, man.
Yeah, Esau. Yeah. People in high positions of power, they do that. Esau do that, man. You
You
know.
want this movie role?
Yeah, you want you want to make it in Hollywood. Yeah, you gotta, you know.
It kept his spacey, man. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but he kept touching them boys and girls.
Yeah, I seen that.
He keep beating the charges. Keep beating it.
Which one? They had a video. He was touching the. Which one you saying? You know, yeah. I think. What was that?
21.
Right, so this is a form of extortion, man. They trying to extort Susanna, man. So it's a lot of evil men in the scriptures, man. In the days of
A
old,
lot, man.
you know, this is evil. This is demonic.
Yeah.
This is a satanic, man. What they're doing, man.
Crafty counsel.
Crafty counsel is lustful. It's lascivious. Is idolatry. It's just everything wicked. You know. Oh, you got it.
It says, if thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee.
See that?
Then,
So they said, look, we're gonna lie on you. Look, we're gonna kind of say somebody else was with you. You sent your maids away, right? Well, she did send her maids away, but it wasn't for that reason, right? And the maids, you know, these men, they were very crafty with it, because she did send her maids away, but it wasn't for another man to come in, right? She fetched them to go get, you know, her things and bring it back to her.
Trying to play like she a dog.
She would play like, yeah. The maids, well, she did kind of send us away.
Yeah.
You know, why did she send us away? You know, kind of leaving the maids kind of in a situation.
you got me logical. Nobody needs around while
It's
I'm
also
watching
because they was watching it so much, so they had
Yeah.
a plan actually.
Yeah,
What's they call
they
it?
came up with a
Stakeout.
whole
Yep.
plan, bro. They laid an ambush, right?
That's a stakeout. When you stake somebody out, you know their patterns, their day-to-day life, what time they go to work, what time they come home, what time they wash themselves. So they planned all of this out. This is room without them.
Yeah,
She just wanted to watch up to herself.
yeah.
You need the maids around.
I'm led to believe that these two men would bear a false witness towards a brother. I think he did it.
This was their first time doing this. They probably did this before,
Yeah,
man.
for sure. You gotta think about that
They
too.
for sure.
Yes.
Cause how were they just so comfortable with doing this, man?
They were real comfortable, like
You
they
know.
did before.
You got it.
It says,
That's it.
then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me.
Yeah, cause that's adultery. So either way, you're gonna get jammed up and caught out there.
And
Got
if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands.
Right, cause y'all the elders, y'all the judges.
It is it is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her. Then ran the one and opened the garden
They
door.
got up out of it, man.
So when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at a privy door to see what was done unto her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. And it came to pass the next day, when the people were assembled to her husband Joachim, the two elders came also full of mischievous imagination against Susanna to put her to death.
You gotta imagine all hell breaking loose right now. Right, we reading it, but you gotta understand the situation. Oh hell, you know, Jock, he might have been upset, right? He don't know what to believe, or hell breaking loose, you know what I'm saying? He get mad.
That's
You
messed
know.
up to go to another man and an accusation about his wife.
Yeah, that's
That's
bad.
sick, bro.
Any man gonna be upset. You know what I'm saying? Just hearing that news, man, you're gonna be like, what? Even if you don't believe it, you still gonna be upset, because why is this getting brought to me? What's going on?
Mm-hmm. It
You
said
know
that
what I'm
a report like that was never made to Susanna.
Yeah,
So that was shocking to him.
yeah, you got it.
It says, and said before the people, send for Susanna, the daughter of Chelseas, Joachim's wife. And so they sent. So she came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred. Now Susanna was a very delicate woman, and beauteous to behold. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face, for she was covered, that they might be filled with her
They
beauty.
still lusting out there, man.
That's wicked.
Even in the council. They can't help themselves.
Even in the council.
Keep reading.
Man, it says,
That's off his head.
therefore her friends and all that saw her wept.
Right, they kind of
Then-
crying, right?
then
Then
the-
you may have her friends, you know, they probably they didn't believe this, right? Never a report was made about Susanna, so they like, nah, this don't sound right. But you know, they understood the power that these judges had in the ancient world. You was a judge, man. You can make a lot of stuff happen.
Yeah,
You know,
pretty much gonna be Susanna.
yeah,
For the most
a
part.
lot of respected persons.
You
These
know,
men
it's
had
real big
money.
on that.
You know,
It's real big
It
on
says-
respecting person.
It says, then the two elders stood up in the midst of the people and laid their hands upon her head And she, weeping, looked up toward heaven for her trusted in the Lord. And the elders said, as we walked in the garden alone, this woman came in with two maids and shut the garden doors and sent the maids away. Then a young man who there was hid came unto her and lay with her.
It's crazy. They kind of grabbing her up by her head. They probably down being aggressive with her. You know what I'm saying?
Like, there's not another man wife.
Yeah. He had to kind of just look at it and deal with it.
Yeah, that's
These elders hate their brother.
Stuff though. Yeah.
It says that Salaki. It say, then we stood in a corner of the garden,
Why was
seeing
y'all in the garden though?
seeing this wickedness ran unto them.
First thing you should.
And when we saw them together, the
They
man
telling on themselves, man.
yeah, they is.
Pretty much.
They is for real.
Right?
It
Yeah.
say it say, and when we saw them together, the man we could not hold, for he was stronger than we, and opened the door and leaped out. But they making up a whole story. It say, but having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was, but she would not tell us. These things do we testify. Then the assembly believed them as those that were the elders and judges of the people. So they condemned her to death.
Just believe in everything, man. The simple believe of every word. Proverbs 16:15. Right?
It say, then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting God, that knowest the secrets and knowest all things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me, and behold, I must die. Whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me. And the Lord heard her voice. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth, whose name was Daniel,
Hey, Daniel, that mighty brother.
who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman.
This blood not on my hands, man. And he cried out, man. This blood ain't on my hands. Right? He kind of cried out. I ain't got nothing to do with this, man. Right?
Gosh. It says, then all the people turned toward, Salakia turned them toward him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken?
They looking at him. Everybody look at him. What? What the hell you talking about, man?
It says, so he standing in the midst of them said, are ye such fools, ye sons of
Y'all
Israel?
don't know a damn thing, man. That's what he's telling them. Are
That-
y'all fools? Read on.
That without examination or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel?
That's proof they not second class citizens.
Right.
Return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness against her. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste. And the elders said unto him, come sit down among us and shew with us, seeing God hath given thee the honor of an elder. Then said Daniel unto
Oh, they say,
them,
oh yeah? Oh, well, come prove it.
it says,
That's prideful too. This little lag on dude.
then says Daniel unto them, put these two aside, one far from another, and I will examine. So when they were put asunder one from another, he called one of them and said unto him, O thou that art waxing old in wickedness, now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light.
Look, see, real quick, that's the point we just making. These men did this before, man. The sins that they committed aforetime are come to the light. Right? So they was already probably going the hell off, man.
Known for this.
Known for this kind
And
of
people
wicked
turning
and
that
awful.
blind eye.
People turning a blind eye. You know, keep reading.
That's wicked.
It says, for thou hast pronounced false judgment,
Right.
and thou hast condemned the innocent, and hast let the guilty go free. Albeit the Lord saith, the innocent and righteous shalt thou not slay. Now then, if thou hast seen her, tell me, under what tree sawest thou them companying together?
He said, look, what tree was it? So he's cross-exam. He's doing detective work.
It
Right.
says, who answered under a mastic tree. And Daniel
That
said,
was smart on his part right there.
and Daniel said, very well. Thou hast lied against thy own hand. For even now the angel of God have received the sentence of God to cut thee in two.
He said, look, he said, very well. Your ass lying, man. Right? He probably said, yeah, right, okay, you lying, man. Right? You got it.
It says, so he put them aside, and commanded to bring the other, and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty have deceived thee, and lust have perverted thine heart.
He said, you had to see the cane.
Thus
Oh, that's how it is.
have ye dwelt, my fault, Salaki. It said, thus have ye dealt with the daughters of Israel, and they for fear company with you. But the daughter of Judah will not abide your wickedness.
Right. See,
Now-
with it. He said they abided with you for your fear. They were scared of the high rank they had.
Now therefore tell me, under what tree didst thou take them?
And it's like, and it says daughters too. So they've been doing that.
Yeah.
Count.
Yep.
And for the fear of the people, everybody
They was down with it.
Yep.
and Satan had turned that blind eye, respect the person.
It says, now therefore tell me, under what tree didst thou take them company together? Who answered, under a home tree. Then said Daniel unto them, well, thou hast lied against thy own head. For the angel of Yahweh waiteth with the sword to cut thee in two, that he may destroy you.
And real quick, in the ancient world, we knew trees, man. Nowadays, we don't know trees like that. You know, you walk outside, what tree is that? I wonder what tree is that.
They knew.
We knew what trees was in the ancient world. We knew what kind of trees. That was just a part of our everyday life. So the fact that they didn't know, they wasn't on one accord with the tree they was under, and the tree that they, you know, was in the garden under, that proves that they was lying, man.
They don't even look alike.
Two different trees.
Two totally different trees.
Oh, man.
It's off.
Damn.
They could have said one that was similar to the other. They look. This is a bush. Here.
And that was easy to confound them, man. Ain't it like he went deep. He just said, what tree was y'all under?
He chose a Christmas tree too.
This is going to show you how simple Israel was.
He chose a Christmas tree, man. How the hell would you under? Oh my goodness, that's two different trees. They look nothing alike.
Yeah.
So these guys are finished. You got it.
It says, verse 6, it says, with that, all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised Yahweh, who saveth them that trust in him. And they arose against the two elders. For Daniel had convicted them of false witness by their own mouth.
Right,
And
was
according
convicted.
to the law of Moses, they did unto them in such sort as they maliciously intended to do to their neighbors.
They got
And they put them to death.
They did what?
Put them to death.
They put these men to death.
Thus the innocent blood was saved the same day. Therefore Chelseus and his wife praised Yahweh for their daughter Susanna, with Joachim her husband, and all the kindred, both Salaki, because there was no dishonesty found in her. From that day forth was Daniel had in great reputation in the sight of the people.
Status went up. This Proverbs chapter 18, verse 17. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just. Right, so these judges, they seemed just in their own cause. Right, everybody was kind of believing in the things that they were saying. But his neighbor cometh in search of him. Right, so Daniel kind of came and searched these two elders out and found them to be liars. Proverbs 18, 17. So Daniel, he did some detective work. Investigation, man. So the true investigators are the Israelites.
See that?
It's not the white man. You know, he come in with that suit and tie,
Bad.
right? He come look, kind of looking, kind of
Jacob
looking
do
around.
something. You
Nah,
gonna
the
make
true
sense.
investigators are the Israelites, man.
They gonna make it simple.
Because straight into it. Right, I take you to that long drawn out
He
process.
saw investigation skills.
Ask them
Suck.
questions for 2 hours. Then get straight to the point.
Give him some water.
Yeah.
Put you in a cold
Got the
room.
light shaking.
Give them a
That picture hard.
Happy meal.
Some Popeye.
Yeah. Yeah, give him a Coca-Cola.
Give him a sub and a Pepsi.
Yeah. Wendy's.
Pepsi and sub. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, snitch kid.
Yeah, but see, that's what it is. Mighty woman in the scriptures. So we touched on a lot of things. All praises to Yahweh Shekhinah Shah. You know, all praises to the Most High. So with that, Kom Yashalom. Kom Yashalom. Kom Yashalom. Shalom.